my beautiful, beautiful bookish souls! Today I am finally going to finish up my February reading series by explaining to you the rating system that I have chosen to rate the books that I read. I'm hoping that this will be a quick explanation, but knowing me and my skills at rambling, this could end up being another 9-minute video. So first up, I have chosen to use a 5-star rating for my books, and the reason why I have decided this is because that is the system that is used on Goodreads, and I don't really see the point in using any other number system if I'm only going to have to convert it to a 5-star system for Goodreads anyway. So if I were to assign a reaction to each star number, 5 stars would be, oh my god, this is so great, I cannot stop raving about this book. I will be raving about this book for days and days and days on end because it is just phenomenal and I can't stop thinking about how great it is. 4 would be, it was pretty good. It was definitely up there as a very good book that I would recommend. 3 would be, yeah, it was good. I liked it. Wasn't necessarily great, but it was good. 2.5 stars is the only half star that I have allowed myself to have, and that is because it is exactly half, so it's 50%. So 2.5 stars would be for so-so. Books that weren't necessarily bad, but just not really gonna give it much of a positive review either. 2 stars would be for, it wasn't great, I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely not great. And 1 star would be for, oh my god, it was awful, it was potentially problematic, shall we say. This is what I would use for problematic books. It was just really, really awful. I would give this so many negative reviews. I would tell people to avoid this book until the cows come home. So this is where things get a little bit unique and a little bit more complicated, because I will be giving my books an overall star rating, obviously because that's what I would have to do on Goodreads, and that's the best way to give you an indication of how I felt about the book. But that star rating is going to be based on a breakdown of 5 categories that I have chosen that are based on the 5 colours that I use in my colour coding. So I will show you an example of the star breakdown in a second, because I've created these little stars for each of the books that I have done reviews for so far, but they will be in rainbow order. So the first category is pink, and that is for character development and relationship between characters and their development as well. So I will be giving a 5-star rating for how I felt the book dealt with its characters and its character development. Orange was other in my normal annotations, so this is a bonus category that I would choose that will be related specifically to the book. For example, most books it will probably just be writing skills. For graphic novels that would be artwork. For fantasy books that might be world building. For crime books it might be how difficult it was for me to guess who the killer was in a mystery. You get the idea. It'll be related more to the book, and it will be a way for me to illustrate the book's ultimate strength. Yellow is for themes, motifs and literary devices, so this is where I analyse its literary skill. This would be particularly prominent in classics, obviously. Green was plot, so this will be for my rating of the plot and the plot development and how well built I thought the plot was. I think I just said the same thing 3 times in a row. And blue is for enjoyment, so this will be my enjoyment factor. I was just talking the entire time and I wasn't even filming. Anyway, what I was saying, I think, I have no idea when it stopped filming, was that I hope that this works out, because it means that you will get an overall star rating of my general reaction of the book, but the fact that there's also a novel star involved that has a breakdown of my rating of the different sections means that I could rate a book 4 stars and say, yeah, it was pretty great, I would definitely recommend this, but you might see from that novel star that it was rated really highly because it had really good character development, and you may not be interested in character-driven novels, so you can look at that and say, okay, yeah, Jazz really liked that, she really likes character-driven novels, I don't personally like that so much, so I'm probably still going to steer away from this book. Or I might read it but know that that is something that I may not necessarily enjoy as much. So that's kind of the reason why I've decided to do this. I know it's a bit more complicated, but I'm a little bit happy with it, and I'm kind of proud of myself for coming up with something that seems to be a little bit unique in my rating of books. So I'm just going to quickly run you through the ratings for the previous books that I have reviewed because I have been putting it off until I finally made this video, and I don't really know why it took me so long, but apparently it did. So let's have a look at my previous books. First book that I reviewed was Everything is Illuminated. I gave Everything is Illuminated a 4-star rating and a novel star that looks like this. Second book that I reviewed was Cannery Row. I gave Cannery Row an overall 4-star rating and a novel star that looks like this. This is really weird. Third book that I reviewed was The Book Thief. I gave The Book Thief an overall 3-star rating and a novel star that looks like this one. Bear in mind that 3 is still a positive review, it's just the lowest of the positive reviews. And fourth book that I reviewed so far is El Defo, and I gave El Defo an overall 4-star rating and a novel star that looks like this. And that brings you up to date on all of the books that I have read so far. So now I can finally upload some of the other reviews that I have done, and you will get to have a look at all the ratings, and everything will be smooth sailing from here on in. So this is finally the end of February reading. I'm well into way with all of my March Hares and Mad Hatters stuff anyway. I hope you've been enjoying all of my March Hares and Mad Hatters related videos. There's plenty more to come, including a couple of videos that I'm extremely excited about in the final week. So keep an eye out for them. I will see you very shortly, I am sure, and until then, stay classic.
Hello.